Mayor Muriel Bowser.
Thank you. Well, good morning, everybody. I am delighted to be here to talk about who we are as Washingtonians, what we do for our city, and how we will continue our fight for statehood. I am delighted to be here with my Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton, Senators Carper and Van Hollen, and the chairman of the D.C. Council, Phil Mendelson. I also would like to acknowledge Senator Strauss, our shadow senator. I wish we were here talking about how our bills have advanced through this Congress. We are grateful in the last several years that the House of Representatives has twice voted to advance D.C. statehood, and that Senator Carper continues to stand with us and advance the cause among his colleagues. We also acknowledge that over the last several years, the senator has gained more support in the Senate for the D.C. statehood bill than ever before. We also mark 50 years of limited home rule, and in the last several years, we have been reminded of how limited home rule can be. Not only with riders that continue to be on some of the legislation that comes through this Congress, but also with threats from the White House to take over the very police department that came to the rescue of this Capitol. So like my Congresswoman, and 700,000 Washingtonians, some born here and some who made D.C. their chosen home, this is personal. It's personal because we are Americans, just like everybody else. And we continue to be surprised that when we talk to our fellow Americans, they don't have a clear idea of who we are. That we pay taxes just like they do, that we pay our own way, that we pay more, in fact, per capita than any state in the union, that we bear all the responsibilities of statehood. But we have to endure on a daily basis the offense of looking at this building and knowing that we do not have votes in this building. Imagine that. In a country built on the premise that no one should be taxed without being represented, 700,000 Americans endure that every single day. We watched the great debates about protecting a woman's right to choose, to stopping horrific gun violence in our nation, to taking on the challenges of climate change, to picking Supreme Court justices without a vote. We've heard this debate described in the most basic terms. Where can my staff park? Therefore, you can't have a vote. Or we don't agree with your ability to regulate your own businesses or pay for the health care of your own citizens. So therefore, we will block your most basic rights as Americans. This is not a power grab. This is none of us saying we want more than our fair share. This is about democracy and about us achieving our full rights as American citizens. And so we will continue to fight. We will continue to find new partners and new allies where there were none until we achieve what is right, not just for us, not just for D.C. residents and our representation, but for the whole nation, that it is a more full democracy and more fully representative of the people who call the United States home. I know that I speak for us in D.C., and I am pleased now to introduce the chairman of the council,